Hello students, today we are going to learn chapter 8 Biobotany Environmental Issues. So the lesson starts by saying you have understood the major ecosystem of the world, that is in aquatic, terrestrial. We have understood with the example. Now, the problems are being faced by the animals living in the particular environment and how to solve it. That is what we are going to learn from this lesson. So next we will see what are the problems that humans are facing in the environment. To start with, overpopulation is discussed as a major problem. Health issues due to environmental pollution and also due to pathogen, and waste disposal, if it is not properly being done, it causes a problem, and all types of pollution, land, water, air pollution, and greenhouse gases that we will learn in detail, ozone depletion, reduction, and water, energy, food scarcity, it is insufficient. Then deforestation, climate changes, industrialization, that is forming more industry, urbanization, that is forming more cities, and their impact on human being. These environmental issues are created by human himself, for himself. Follow, human created nuisance for himself, then it has created awareness. So nature has shown the results and it has created awareness among us. As students, you should know the problem and to rectify or reduce these problems. All the countries in the world accept that we have created problem for ourselves, and many global summits is like conferences where scientists gather together and discuss about the issues, and United Nations has taken many steps, and the signing of the agreements with around 150 countries are being done to meet this issue. Drastic increase in the population results in the demand for the productivity of food material. As you know, not only food, we need fuel and also fibers. So this has led to the agricultural land use and also modifications. When we want more food, we have gone for the chemical fertilizers and also the pesticides, and the use of fuel in more quantity and also not proper maintenance of the vehicle has changed the global temperature, that is global warming, by the greenhouse gases, and also it has altered the climatic conditions. Here the explanation for greenhouse effect and global warming. The sun radiation makes the earth hot, and when there is no sun, the heat is getting radiated back to the space. But some of the gases form the blanket-like appearance around the earth, and it does not allow the sunlight or the heat produced by the sun to get back to the space. Follow, this blanket is not allowing the radiation to go back, so that earth becomes warmer and warmer. Some of the greenhouse gases are mentioned: carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbon. These gases make the global warming, and the coral ecosystem is affected. This increase in temperature causes the coral bleaching. It is observed in Gulf of. Now we are going to see human activities that has led to produce greenhouse gases. Burning of fossil fuel and way of agriculture and animal husbandry, electrical gadgets, use of electrical gadgets, and emission from this automobile emission contains more of more of carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Next, effects of global warming. Rise in global temperature causes the melting of our polar caps, and increase in the level of the seas, and increase in the level of sea causes the cities to go under the water, and there can be drastic change in the weather and also patterns, the seasonal changes, and biological diversity may be modified because of the there is no more of ice in polar region, then the polar bears cannot survive, they may have to move to the area where there is more of ice caps. So in that way the species modify themselves and they move to the other places. Sources of greenhouse gas emission. So natural and anthropogenic. So anthropogenic is man-made. Carbon dioxide is produced by coal-based power plants. Burning of the fuel occurs there for the production of electricity. Combustion of fuels in engines of automobiles and commercial vehicles may also cause the production of carbon dioxide. Agricultural practices like stubble burning results in the emission of carbon dioxide, and the natural from the organic matter is from the volcanoes and warmer oceans and sediments. Sediments are the left out accumulation of the material, and the ocean may be warm somewhere because of the presence of the volcano below, and also the bursting of the volcano may cause the production of carbon dioxide. Next we will see about methane. Methane is produced by the cultivation of the paddy and from cattle rearing, and some of the bacteria like methanogens are found to produce methane. These methane gas are 20 times as effective as carbon dioxide in trapping the heat in atmosphere. So it plays major role in global warming. Coming to nitrous oxide. It is naturally produced from the oceans, soil and also water. Nitrous oxide may also be produced by some microbes and from rainforest also, and man-made sources like nylon and nitric acid production, and also we use fertilizers which are good in nitrogen content. So when we use it in excess quantity, it forms the nitrous oxide, which in turn will form the global warming. Global warming effects on plants. So it makes a low agricultural productivity in tropic regions because of the higher temperature. Plants tend to wither, they may get dried up. Then frequent heat waves. So the heat waves may attack the fungi and other pests. You may think when the fungi is getting attacked, we will not be affected. No, it is the major source as a decomposer. If there is no fungi in our environment, we will also suffer for the decomposition of the organic matters. So increase in the vector and epidemics. Epidemics, as you know, the disease in a particular area, the spread of disease in a particular area is epidemics, and corona is pandemic, that is worldwide. Okay, so then the vectors are the carriers of infection. So mosquito, when they can adapt to the climatic condition, they will easily carry the disease. Strong storms, intense flood and damage, water crisis, as you know, there is no water because of the global warming and less in trees. Then change in the flowering season and pollinators. So what are pollinators? The agents which bring about pollination. For example, honeybee, when they move from one flower to another flower, it may carry pollen grain. So that is called as pollinator. Change in species distributional range. So the number of species in each area may get changed because of the climatic condition. And species extinction. So there can be no species at all which is not able to withstand will be washed off from our environment. Strategies to deal with global warming. So we have to increase the vegetation and grow more in trees, reduce the fossil fuel. We should use green gases, developing alternate renewable energy and minimizing the use of nitrogen fertilizer. Ozone depletion is a reduction in the quantity of ozone in the atmosphere. So it acts as a shield and it protects the ultraviolet radiation coming to the earth. Once it is getting filtered by the ozone area, it is called as good zone. Where it is not getting filtered, it is called bad zone. This ozone layer may get damaged and it may cause some damage to human being. So it may cause the damage up to DNA level. So the thickness of ozone column of air from ground to the top of atmosphere is measured in terms of Dobson units. So the thickness can be measured with the help of the unit called Dobson unit. September 16 is considered to be the World Ozone Day. So if there is a depletion in ozone layer, there is chance for the UV radiation entering to our atmosphere and it may cause severe effects in human being like tanning, burning of skin and enhancing skin cancer. So the research, they have found that the CFC should be reduced to convert the ozone layer into the thicker area. So they have started working on the CFC and they stopped the quantity of CFC released from the earth. Then we have Montreal Protocol. The international treaty called Montreal Protocol was held in Canada. Okay, so the topic was substances that deplete ozone layer. They had the main goal as gradually eliminating the production and consumption of ozone depleting substances. So we should find which is depleting the ozone and we should stop using them. So clean develop mechanism, it is defined in the Kyoto Protocol. So according to that, this project is based on the mechanism of two objectives. One is to prevent dangerous climatic change and to reduce the greenhouse gases. So reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. This clean development mechanism project helps the countries to reduce or limit the emission of the global warming gases, that is greenhouse gases. This Kyoto Protocol is important question. As we discussed earlier, some of the plants act as an indicator. So hibiscus plant will blossom in the higher temperature. Likewise, if you see the plants, see the tabular column, plants lichen, ficus, pinus and rose shows SO2, sulfur dioxide pollution, and petunia chrysanthemum shows the nitrate pollution, and gladiolus shows the presence of fluoride pollution, and a black lotus tree is an indicator of heavy metal contamination. Robinia pseudoacacia. Robinia pseudoacacia shows the indicator of heavy metal contamination. Two effects of ozone depletion. So it can increase the incidence of cataract, throat irritation, lung irritation, aggravation. What is meant by aggravation? Increase in asthma and emphysema. Emphysema is also the lung disorder like asthma and it may increase the skin cancer incidences. Juvenile mortality. Juvenile means young ones may die. So mortality is death of animals. So increase in incidence of mutation. It may cause sudden change in the genetic makeup. That is what is meant here. So increase in mutation. Then in plants, photosynthetic chemicals will be affected because the photosynthesis depend on the chemicals which is working on a particular temperature. So it may inhibit so that there will not be the production of food for the plant and also for us. Decrease in photosynthesis will release will inc- will result in increase in carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere. Increase in temperature changes the climate and rainfall pattern, so that will lead to the imbalance in flora and fauna. Flora refers to all plants, fauna refers to all animals. So agroforestry means the interaction of trees, crops and livestock on the same plot of land. So growing the trees of forest and also the crop in a same area. Example, intercropping of two or more crops between different species of trees and shrubs, which results in higher yielding and reducing operation cost. So if you have several plants in a place, so the plant may need some nutrients which the other plant will not require. In that way they complement each other and they will grow. That is what they meant in this paragraph. Here we can see some of the examples which are cultivated in commercial agroforestry. So commercial means where we can get money. So they are casuarina, eucalyptus and Malay bamboo, teak and kadambu tree. Then we have the benefits of agroforestry. So the benefits of agroforestry shows the answer to the problem of soil and water conservation, and it helps in the nutrient cycle between the species and also improves the organic content of the soil. And trees provide microclimate for crop and maintain O2 and CO2 balance in atmosphere, and suitable for dry lands where rainfall is minimum, so that it is a good system of alternate land use pattern. So multipurpose tree varieties like acacia are used for the getting pulp. From pulp we can get the paper and tanning and firewood industries. Agroforestry is recommended for the purpose of farm forestry and for extension of forest, mixed forestry, shelter belts and linear strip plantation. So these are all the recommendations for agroforestry. Rehabilitation of degraded forest. So just we are renewing the forest. The production of woody plants combined with pasture is referring to the silvopasture system. So they are making grow together. The trees and shrubs may be used as primarily to produce a fodder. Fodder means food for animals. They may be grown for timber, fuel and also for wood. So this system is classified into two categories, that is protein bank and also lichens of fodder trees. So protein bank is a various multipurpose trees are planted in and around the farmlands and range of lands mainly for fodder production. An example is given. Lichens of fodder trees are various fodder trees and hedges are planted as a live fence. So live fence means the it will not allow the animals to come inside. If we have the craft filters like fence having the thorns, so that other animals will not invade the crop area. Social forestry refers to the sustainable management of the forest. So sustainable is which can last longer for local communities with the goal of climate carbon sequestration. So carbon sequestration, okay, so that we will learn in detail. Change in the mitigation and depollution. Mitigation, how we are making the organism to grow together, and depollution, deforestation, forest restoration and providing indirect employment. All these are the aims of the social forestry. So social forestry refers to the management of the forest and afforestation on barren lands. In order to encourage tree cultivation, the implementation of the act which made the private lands to grow the trees like casuarina, ailanthus, teak, silver oak, etc. for the purpose of the wood also. And the firewood. The tank foreshore plantations have been the major source for the firewood in Tamil Nadu. And about 32 forestry extension centers are seen in Tamil Nadu in order to increase in the number of trees. And major activities of forestry extension centers: training on growing trees. The methods are taught to the people, and publicity and propaganda regarding the tree growing, formation and demonstration of the plots, how to make the area suitable for plants growth, and raising the supply of seedlings, and the subsidy can be given to the people who shows interest, and creation of awareness among school children in order to increase the area of forest and encourage afforestation. So, what is deforestation? It is a conversion of forest area into non-forest area is called as the deforestation. Conservation of the forest include the agricultural plantation and livestock ranging in the major causes of deforestation. So, logging of for timber, developmental activities like road construction, electric tower, and dams. Overpopulation, industrialization, and urbanization are also the cause for the deforestation. Coming to the effects of deforestation, it is very adverse. Burning of the forest would release and stored carbon. So, stored carbon, and it has got the negative impact, that is just opposite of carbon sequestration. So, wasting carbon, opposite is carbon sequestration. Understand? Trees and plants bind the soil particles. The removal of forest covers the increase in the soil erosion. So then the amount of runoff water is getting increased because of deforestation, and it may alter the local precipitation patterns. Local precipitation is the rainfall, decrease in the biodiversity, loss of livelihood, increase in global temperature, and loss of support. Opposite to deforestation is afforestation, that is planting more of trees. So there was no previous tree coverage and conversion of non-forested land into forestry by planting suitable trees to retrieve the vegetation is called as afforestation, which will have the retrieving effects, that is soil erosion can be reduced, and we can get the more trees and oxygen back. And objectives of afforestation will be to retrieve the effects of deforestation. Next, achievements of afforestation. So, achievements of afforestation are degraded forests were restored, and community assets. Assets is the property like overhead tanks, borewells, hand pumps, community halls, libraries were established. Then environmental and ecological stability was maintained, conservation of biodiversity and wildlife, and involvement of the community, especially women, in forest management. Now we see about alien invasive species. Invasion of alien, that is introduced species, does disturb the ecosystem process, or it may form the threat to the biodiversity. So during eradication of these species, the chemicals used increase the greenhouse gases. Slowly they altered the ecosystem, that is microclimate and nature of the soil, so that it is made unsuitable for the native species to grow. So according to the World Conservation Union, invasive alien species are the second most significant threat to biodiversity. What is invasive species? It is non-native. It is not originally of our country. So a non-native species to the ecosystem of a country, so is considered as a threat for the existence of other organisms on the land. Okay, that is what is the invasive species. It is established that the number of invasive species are accidental introduction through ports via the air or sea. Some research organization import germplasm of the wild variety sometimes by chance it may come to our country and it may spoil the original nature of our country. For example, you might have seen some plants growing in the area which will take more water for its growth, so that the other required crops will be suffering without the water content. These invasive species have negative impact on decomposition, and so that some of the alien species which cause environmental issues are discussed here. They are: one, Icornia crassipes, you might have seen on all water bodies. So this was naturally from South America. From there it was introduced as aquatic ornamental plant, but it is a great threat for the biodiversity. It is forming a layer over the soil water and it spoils the aquatic ecosystem. By covering the topper layer, it causes eutrophication. There is no penetration of light into the water, so that the water organisms may die, and reduces the quantity of phytoplanktons, and also it is a great threat for the biodiversity. So this is one of the adverse effects produced on the aquatic area because of the invasive species. It is not native to India. It has come from South America in name of ornamental plant. Next, Prosopis juliflorea is a plant. It is introduced from Mexico and it is initially introduced in Gujarat, then Andhra Pradesh, next to Tamil Nadu. It forms the firewood tree. We can get the firewood by growing this tree. It is to avoid the desertification also, because they can make more of colonies, that they'll grow more in number. But we had an adverse effect because of this plant, that is, it has reduced the native medicinal herbs growth. So but it is used in the areas of the sand dunes and in the coastal desert areas to avoid the ill effects of the sand dunes. So it is not much required in our country, but it has spoiled the medicinal herbs growth. Thank you, students. So far we have seen about the environmental issues. So out of this, global warming, names of the global warming gases and alien invasive species is very important. You can see the book and listen to the audio is also fine with this lesson. And please start preparing for your examination. Understood? So you keep listening to the lesson and keep reading. Page-wise revision will help you a lot from the view of examination. Okay, so the conservation point I will take in the next video. Till then, you be thorough with this environmental issues first part. Thank you, students.